But
Right.
okay, what we were saying, this is Marla from Marla Studio, and I'm so happy to see you again. And instantly one of my favorite people ever.
Likewise.
And
Really lucky.
me too. And we're in New York City, and you were just saying something, and I maybe come back and say it again, because we're launching this week a commitment. Would you call it? What do you want to call it?
I would call it the love collection because I think, love leads to commitment, and commitment is an act of love. So, and one of the words I had, some of the pieces are these pieces that are quotes from really ancient sources, like this is from the Song of Songs, and actually this is the quote that Rachel brought to my attention. It says, I have found the one in whom my soul delights.
I was going to get it as a tattoo, and I thought maybe I should start to think a little bit more, but I was so attracted to those words, and we had them on an etching, and they used to be a printmaker too, but an artist did them on an etching, and I loved them, so you went and made this.
So I made this piece, and actually, last year, a couple came to me, and a couple of women, and they wanted a quote that was from the Book of Ruth. That's where you go, I will go. And I thought that's just so beautiful. And they don't have to necessarily be wedding bands, and they don't necessarily have to be in gold or platinum or
Howard's laughing.
But they can be why not have commitment pieces be a necklace? Why not have them be casual? Why not that commitment is casual, but why not have something
it's defined by the two people in it. It doesn't have
Exactly.
to be set, which I love, and it doesn't have to be two women or two men. It can be any two people, however they want to define it.
Yeah. So, in my new work, what I love about it is that there are these forms and shapes that all my old work, for the most part, were circles,
Right.
and so now I'm making these more, I would say, almost like talisman-like shapes, these rectangles, and they're more like, I think of Dan Slavin and the Minimalists and Donald Judd and all that. And so they're more of the sort of somber, but I like the way they lay right in the center, right by the heart, and they're about the heart, and they pair really nicely with the circles. So this is with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might, and this is I am my beloved. So at some point I realized that people want to show their love for each other and commitment for each other, and they don't necessarily need an engagement ring, and they don't necessarily, but it doesn't have to be about necessarily getting married. It's also about just showing your love for someone,
There's something
so personal work that you can carry around with you. There was a small and intimate that your body would sense the weight of. And
I love that.
So my work was always very, very, someone called it typically Jewish in a way because it was very serious but very funny too at times. So I've always toyed with the idea of my work, it's like I feel like anything to truly be personal, you have to address the fact that things aren't always that easy. And we have to just do our best to live well to the best of our ability and just to enjoy things and to know that when something's not quite right, you just have to pull through it. And so I feel like to avoid savviness and to avoid cliche, you have to address the dark part of life too. So my work has hope and joy and celebration, but there's always sweet Hebrew, and I always loved the look of the ancient Hebrew typeface, like the biblical Hebrew type. And I took excerpts from prayers that I thought were almost mantra-like. And so with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might was my first. And and that is something that when I would try to exercise my Hebrew, I would go back and translate prayers. And after a while, these very poetic excerpts became sort of mantra-like, and I realized maybe that's just prayer. Maybe it's not necessarily a belief in God or a religious structure. It's more your ability to find things that make sense and sometimes just repeat them over and over to yourself until you can move on to your next thing.
And not to
And I keep thinking, oh my gosh, like, wait, I have to carry this. Like, how big can this get? But then I feel like I have this whole storage, like this treasure chest of like pieces that have yet to come out that eventually will. And I think that every piece comes out at the right time.
Absolutely. I mean,
Like everything in its
you
time.
need to take your time with the design, but it's so good. I mean, you've read it. I mean, the shape, I didn't know what it would look like. We talked about it. She said, I'm actually doing it. I had these couple come to me and said, great, do it some more. You know, I wanted to, and I know. When you showed it to me, and the smaller bar too, right?
Yeah, I have a few different ones. Some with
I'll cut it in. I'll test my editing. But the point is, the shape is so satisfying and so right. And it's like, you did great.
Thank you.
I'm so excited.
Well,
Very
it's exciting to finally come to see it come to fruition. And then also, it makes it so satisfying to work with Rachel. It's never, I mean, you don't feel like you're alone in the world. You feel like you're out there with people behind you who are really, really driven and really talented themselves. And that's a gift. That's truly a gift.
When you made me love all over again, you know, what I do and reminded me when I do it, it's like, you know, you can be reborn and be completely re-inspired at any point. And unexpectedly, you know. And that's how I feel like it on the heights, probably, when I wake up. But I can't wait. You know, I can't wait to share this with people. So, it's going to be good.
It's fun.
Yeah. Yay. I think it's perfect. I think that's great.
All right. Ari, Jonah, and Gabriel. And they're these little partners in life with me. And
Has Ryan kind of opened up something in you for even love or just feeling open? What you don't have to tell me, but we have a very cute cameraman that happens to be. I'm just talking about you. Yeah, no, I can edit it, but like joy came too through the process, right?
Oh yeah. Well, you know, sometimes you're going through different trying or very challenging times, and you have to create things in your life to look forward to. And my work was always something that gave me that refuge that I would just look so forward to getting to the studio, to getting to my work. But it's a lonely process at times. It's a solitary process. And sometimes you find refuge in your work because the rest of your life is very hard. And this past year, actually, the rest of my life came along with my work, and really nicely in that a really special person came back to me.